Hello? Testing, testing, not work. All right, so today we started with, actually I wasn't here yesterday and you guys had Mr. Andrews, so just reviewing some least common multiples of each set of numbers. Remember, it's the first multiple that these numbers share. And it's really important to be able to do that really quickly mentally so that you can clear your fractions. So this was the first example and it wasn't on there, so I just did it for you. This is what I wanted you to do yesterday. So if the least common multiple of 4 and 6 is 12, then you want to multiply every term by 12. So it's 12 times x over 4. And just write it like that, 12x over 4. 12 times x over 6. And then 12 times 55. So 12 times x divided by 4 is the same thing as 12 fourths x. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. And now we have 3x and the fraction's gone. 12 divided by 6 is 2. And now you have 2x and the fraction is gone. And then 660 is just the product of 55 and 12. And now combine your like terms, divide both sides by 5, and x is 132. So when you go to check this, you literally go back to the original equation, take out the x, put in 132, do the division, and check that it equals 55. And it does, so that you know for sure that you did it right. All right, second one you did is clearing the fractions. Make sure you multiply every term by a common multiple of the denominators. And I said do the same thing with the least common multiple of 5 and 2, and it's 10. So 10 times 3 is 30x over 5, and 10 times 1 is 10x over 2, and 10 times 48 is 480. And just as you usually do, divide here so that you can, let's see if I can move that down. So 30 fifths is the same as 6. So 30 fifths x is 6x, or 30x divided by 5 is 6x. Same thing. 10 halves is 5. So 10x divided by 2 is 5x. 480, combine your like terms, divide both sides by 11. And for this one, you get a repeating decimal, 43.63 repeating. You can still go in and check it, but just realize you might be off a hundredth when you go and do your check. So not a big deal. You do it the same way. Okay, the 4 steps of problem solving on this problem. The Engel family budget allows them to spend a 12th of the family income on recreation. Okay, so that's like things that are fun. And they can afford to spend a 10th of their income on charities. So they give that to people who are needier than they are. And altogether they spent this much money, 13,200 euros last year, on recreation and charities together. And the question is, what was the family's total income? So now what you're looking for is the total income. That's what x should represent. Let x be the total income for that year. So show me how you understand the problem. A 12th of the euros is spent on recreation. A 10th of all the euros is spent on charities. Those total to 13,200. And then step 2, your plan is to write an equation. So we have 1/12 of the total. Let x equal the total. The family's total income we're going to define as x. And then 1/12 of the total is recreation, plus 1/10 of the total is charity, and that equals that much money, 13,200 euro. And then you had to carry out your plan. So you want to find, again, the least common multiple of 12 and 10, and it's 60, and you must multiply every term by 60. So every single term by 60. So 60x over 12 is the same as 5x, because 60 divided by 12 is 5. And 60x over 10 is the same as 6x. And this much money times 60 is $792,000, or euro. And then combine your like terms. 11x equals 792,000 euro. Divide both sides by 11. And their total income is this 72,000 euro. And then step 4 is to show your check. So now we're going to take out x and put in 72,000 euro. So 72,000 times a 12th is 72,000 divided by 12, which is 6,000. And 72,000 times a 10th is 72 times 1, 72,000 over 10. Do the division and you get 7,200, and that has to equal this. And 6,000 and 7,000 is 13,000, and there's the 200, and it's a match. So you know that you did it right. You guys didn't get as far as doing this one, so we'll pick up with that one tomorrow. But I do believe that Mr. Anders assigned you this. Some of those clearing decimals he didn't get to do with you, so do the best job you can. Look back in the book and read the directions for how to do those. Your quiz is no longer going to be on Wednesday. Okay, it's going to be on Friday. And that's because you didn't quite get through enough to have a quiz on Wednesday. Okay, so on those 3 lessons, 3-6, 3-7, and 3-8 on Friday. Make sure you have your spaghetti here tomorrow because we are doing your project tomorrow.